The Deadmines are located in Westfall, which I've done a wonderful job of revealing for everybody. You can tell the only part I've revealed is the part I'm at now. Coincidence? I think not. So, in order to get into, I'm going to pull back here just to give a better view of everything. In order to get into the Deadmines, you have to follow what's now a really pussified route. When Cataclysm... Would you move, kitty? When Cataclysm occurred... Get out of here. Oh, sorry, folks. Having trouble with the cat. Okay, when Cataclysm occurred, a lot of changes happened. First of all, you have this little thing of whirling crap. That's wonderful. Plus, Sentinel Hill, as you can see in the distance there, has become a fortified town rather than a couple of tents and a tower on the hill. As a result, the storyline for this area has changed. I don't even think you have to find the Defias spy that wanders the roads and kill him to get the message that leads you into the Deadmines in the first place. In fact, I'm not even sure the Defias storyline is even in the game anymore. I'm not Alliance with this character, clearly, so I'm not sure, and it's been a while since my pally leveled up and he didn't bother going into Westfall. He went a different route because I was bored with doing the Westfall quest. So, the situation is they pussified the way into the Deadmines. The way into the Deadmines is actually through the back of this barn. This barn is located near the blacksmiths, as you can see, not too far away from the town hall, which isn't really a town hall because everybody's supposedly dead, but now all of a sudden there's a lot of yellow guys here. These guys are neutral for Alliance as well. It used to be a fight coming into the town because everybody was red, but no, let's make sure everybody can get into the instance faster, so let's pussify the whole damn thing. Okay, so...
Participation goal, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I participated. Give me my medal. Alright, now...
You don't get a medal unless you freaking well win.
So the way to get inside this instance is to go in here. Oh, it's still called the Defias Hideout. That's something anyway. Alright, you go up these stairs, around this way. Again, you still have to fight your way in, so this is really pussy. And you also notice that the route, the entire route, is littered with these guys in yellow. Now, only a real twit goes down this ramp. Real men drop. Haha, see that? And then when you get to the next split, which is here, you go off the side here. Oh, wrong side. There, okay? Now it's just a matter of following the yellow. There used to be, in this cave, I'm not sure if it was over here. Yeah, I think it was over here. It was either over here or over here. There was an elite creature to be killed. Let's see if we can see it. Now you can tell already that I'm wandering off the beaten path because there's no one here leading me like breadcrumbs directly to the boss, or the instance entrance. That's not the right way, obviously, because there's no one there. See, now I'm back on the right path. Can't let people get lost. It's a simple maze, but we can't let people get lost. You know how we used to do it back in the day? We'd hug the right wall.
Yep.
You know, it takes, now you're going to see, when I come back out here, you're going to pop out and there's going to be people again. See that? You hug the right wall. That's how hard it was. You hug the right wall. You hug the right wall, you make it all the way to the end, and right where to the instance entrance. Okay, that's a dead end, so you can't go in there, so you hug the right wall, and you hug the right wall, and look where you come out. Okay? I'm hugging the right wall. Look, notice all of a sudden I'm following the way they're leading me? And there's the instance entrance right there. See? It's not that hard. It's not that challenging. Why make it hard and challenging? It's rather simple. I'm going to go back and see if I can actually find out if there's an elite down here. Why? Because I'm being ornery. This will all be part of the actual stream. Was there anybody down here? No, there wasn't. I'm just looking to see exactly where, because I'm pretty certain that they've eliminated this. I am going pretty deep though. Well, that's led me back around to the tunnel I was originally in before. So that part of the maze is still intact, which I kind of find surprising. So the next time I hug a huge left and start heading the other direction, instead of going to the right, I'm going to go straight across the bridge that is presented to me and head down this route and see whether or not the elite's still down there. Well, somebody else is curious too. Isn't that interesting? And everything's turned purple because I'm in the special area where that other boss was. And look at that, we have someone to kill. Undead Dynamiter, but these guys aren't rare or elite or anything else. And we've got nothing. Wow, nothing. I would have thought there was a boss. Let me just ask this guy. That's cool. There we go. Alright, so that's cool. So at least there is still something down here. That's good to know. Alright, so for folks who want to find that rare, now you have a really good map of how to get to it. Basically, go to the dark area on your map at the bottom that curls. It's the next spot over from the actual entrance of the instance. Very cool. Alright, let's get back on the path we need to take in order to get into the instance itself. Deadmines is also an instance that's been changed quite a bit. Got lots to talk about the Deadmines. So since I'm doing this all as a stream, I'm just going to waltz right in. Sit right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on. Okay, sorry, that was bad. I couldn't help it. Okay. First of all, the Shattered Hand Assassin that's right here used to be the quest giver. That's number one. Number two, there didn't used to be a pussy teleporter for people who are coming in from a horde. I don't even know where this teleporter lets out. I'm not getting in it to find out. I've shown you how to get there by flight. You used to have to get there by swim, of course, because you couldn't fly. There was no such thing as flying in Azeroth back in the day. Alright. There we go. Getting all our quests for kills. They've changed bosses. There's a lot of changes. Okay. Change number 3 is these explosives. Okay. There never used to be guys throwing crap, and there certainly never used to be cannons. Oh, you get to pick where the teleporter takes you? Oh, it's one of those. Okay, yeah, those were definitely introduced in Cataclysm. The first instance in Deepholm, oh, what the hell's that called? Stone Core, I think, has a teleporter right inside its instance entrance, which takes you to just before the second boss, which is a dragon that flies. Okay, so it's one of the wiping teleporters. I was unsure as to whether that was like the teleporter that gets you from Booty Bay into Nomergan. But obviously it's not, because it's not. So there. Thank you for the information, Todos. I appreciate that very much. So as you can see, I've gotten the... Oh, there's also a repair dude there. Or Vendotron. Seriously? They're actually making it so you can repair without even leaving the instance. How much hand-holding do low-level characters need? I get that the instance can be accessed by characters who haven't yet actually signed up for the game. I know that you can play up to level 20. Isn't that right, wife?
Yes.
Emma says, yeah, you can play up to level 20 without actually owning the game, as kind of like, here, have a taste of what the game has to offer. But still, putting a repair anything inside, I don't see one in the inside of Wailing Caverns, and that instance is way more of a pain in the ass than the Deadmines is. Anyway, okay, the next thing that's new, yeah, don't they ever. Well, you know, it's an alliance instance, basically, right? They're the ones who need the handholding. They always have. Horde has always been less of a, here, come here, little Timmy, go do this way. Horde's always been, you know, you can go 5 different directions, pick a direction, go have fun. The alliance has always been about hand-holding. Anyway. Okay, so these cannons never used to exist, obviously. And the ability to get into the cannons, there is, where is it? I'm not seeing it. It might be in the next room. Or it could even be this one. Maybe if I take it away from these guys. Let's find out. Let's kill a bunch of dudes. For the purposes of checking and seeing whether I'm right or wrong. Yes, I am right. If you kill some of these idiots, you're then able to hop into the cannon yourself and kill more idiots. Look at that. See, it's cool, but it never used to be this way. This is new from Cataclysm when they altered the instances, blah blah blah. Don't know why they bothered. Can't even target that close to do damage on these guys? No. Well, I better get out before these 9s and 10s add up to real damage in about a year and a half or so. Okay, so that takes care of that. So that's a little mechanic you need to learn. Just kill the group at the cannon, and you can use the cannon to kill more. You have to aim at the ground. You can't just aim at the creature. The ball has to have somewhere to land. If you aim at the creature, more than likely the ball is going to sail over them and land further away than you want and probably do 0 damage whatsoever. Okay, Ogre Bodyguards, they're new as well. Don't really care. They're easily killable. They only have 1,000 hit points for a character at low level. Again, if you can solo Ragefire Chasm with heirlooms, that means you can probably solo every instance in vanilla as long as you're, let's say, 1 or 2 levels higher than the bottom line ability to get in. So, what do they say that the Deadmines is for lowest level? Wifey?
Lowest level.
Lowest level for Deadmines.
15.
Okay, so you probably be able to solo it at 16. Definitely be able to solo it at 17 if you're fully outfitted with heirlooms, because heirlooms are meant for you to be able to do exactly that type of stuff. So yeah, one good thing to do though, if you want to learn how your character works, or that's not the right way to phrase it, if you want to see if you know how best your character works, you should be soloing some instances like this just to make sure that you have your shit down. I highly advise that. Back in the day, it was all about killing elites in the overworld that were at the level or a little bit higher than your level. I used to go to a spot in the game that no longer exists in the Alterac area, the Alterac mountains. There's a couple, I think I've shown this in the video that I did when I was actually leveling up and flying through the zones, because it's a zone you don't go to anymore. It's now part of the Hillsbrad foothills. The Alterac mountain area had it has the ruins of a castle. Can't remember if it's Alterac, if it's meant to be called Alterac Castle or what the heck it is, but that's a lore question and I'm not up on my lore. I apologize. But the area used to be filled with ogre elites. And for fun, I used to take my original rogue called Stalkerus, who was Alliance back in the day, and I would go up there and I would kill elites to check and see if my prowess was good. See if I knew my rogue well enough to be able to, well, it's a good way to test. I was doing that in Burning Crusade as well, taking Gutrend, the original actual Gutrend, out and about, and deliberately killing elites in Terakar Forest. Right at the edge where it's falling into the nether. I used to do that just to test and see whether I was good enough at my character. Now down, I do still do that occasionally. Down here, there used to be a rare boss. It's possible the rare boss still spawns. But regardless, this chest is always here. The chest wasn't always here. I think the rare boss dropped items that were worthwhile, but only if the boss was there. So now the chest is there even if the boss isn't, and I don't know for sure whether the boss actually shows up. So for the purposes of this run, we'll assume the boss does show up, but I have absolutely no knowledge for sure as to whether that's true or not. But the chest being there certainly gives you a reason to go there. So I would assume, based on that logic, that there's a very good probability that boss still pops. Probably easy to look up on Wowhead. Wowhead is the website of choice for people trying to look up information. Always look in the comments section on Wowhead. The comments for whatever you're looking for, and that'll give you as much detail as possible about certain sections. Alright, the Mask Room. They changed this boss as well. You kill a couple of guys here just to clear the room, and then you had to pull the boss down yourself. But now I think the boss comes down. Oh look, there's a teleporter that Caligos was mentioning. There's a teleporter in. Isn't that interesting? So I can understand a teleport like that in Nomergan. Because that instance, and that's one that I'm sure as hell not killing every mob in. Holy crap. Just the thought of killing every mob in Nomergan is enough to make me want to weep. That instance is just awful. It's the Wailing Cavern of today. Because Wailing Cavern sucks too. Still. So anyway, as you can see, you shoot that guy and all of a sudden you're being attacked by the boss, who's now riding on my face by the looks of it.
That's not right.
So we get him off and he falls down and the door opens.
Especially for a guy, that's not right.
Obviously, killing the guy that was standing here was going to take a little bit more than what I just did. And
Yeah.
having the guy ride around on my face was not the most pleasant. Now, back in the day, you used to have to come all the way up here to get the guy. And there was a hidden treasure chest in this room. Now, let's see if there's a hidden treasure chest. I highly doubt it. But it used to have to be, you'd have to look every corner because there was always one hidden treasure chest in this room. Always. And it seems like that is a lot of crap now. Yeah, they've changed the graphics. They've put this block being carved up here. I think that might have been in here, but these I don't think were. The room was a little bit larger in scope originally. Anyway, okay, well, door's open. Let's head in. Now this is just a matter of follow the path. Not a big deal. Because I'm level 100, I can aggro all these guys at once. Not a big deal either. A note to tanks. This is a game mechanic that some tanks don't know, if you can actually believe that. I don't know whether they just haven't come across this mechanic or not, but in order to pull magic users, you have to go around a corner. And there are tanks that don't know this. In order to pull a magic user, you can pull a magic user, no, not a problem. Tanks can do that. You don't have to have your DPS go waltzing into the middle of the fray to aim at the magic user and kill the magic user. No, all you have to do is use your brain. Okay, magic users need line of sight. So if I'm a magic user here and somebody goes around this corner and up against this wall, like so, the magic user who's standing over here won't see him and will have to come around the corner to him. In that way, a tank can do a little bit of crowd control by determining exactly where the magic users have to go so that the rest of the party can pick them up, he can keep aggro properly on that mob, and the DPS can burn the shit down. But there are tanks. I have been doing runs on other characters, and there are tanks who have never even heard of that mechanic. They waltz in, grab aggro, figure out a good place to stand, and expect the rest of the party to do their job. Meanwhile, some poor schlub who's casting from a distance, like a lock or a mage, is getting bombarded by spells because they targeted the DPS like they should, and they're burning down the DPS that's hardest, the casters, like they should. It always goes kill the healer first, kill the caster second, kill the armored tank types third. That is always. That is in any instance. That is in your Deadmines. That is in your Wailing Caverns. That's in your Alderman. That's in your Serpent Shrine Cavern. That's in your Tempest Keep. That's same for Upguard Keep. I mean, this is all the way up. It's always the same. You kill the healer first. Always. It's a no-brainer. You kill the caster second. Always. It's a no-brainer. Why? The healers keep everybody else alive. The casters can ignore armor and do damage to you directly. So first you keep the enemy from not dying, duh. Then you keep the enemy from beating your ass, duh. And then you take down the guys who are the placeholders, just like your tank is a placeholder. This is not, military grade intelligence you're using here. But in order to do that properly, you have to make sure that you have aggro on the DPS, i.e. the casters of your enemies, your mobs. So, but I see tanks all the time stand there, well, I didn't kill the mage, I was tanking these guys. Yeah, but you weren't tanking everything. You weren't holding the aggro on everything because you don't know how to run around a corner. Go find a different playground. Okay, so, my diatribe on that is over. This used to have a lot of wandering goblin mobs down here. The boss was the same. I'm pretty sure it's even the same name. Now it's a matter of killing these individual non-loot dropping dweebs. There always used to be underneath the ramp. They put the teleporter here. Now there also used to be, well, not also, but there used to be a treasure chest every time under there as well. They probably were phasing treasure chests out. They're definitely not as frequent as they used to be. So you kill all these guys and you had to fight. Okay, this actually was not the boss. I'm sorry, the boss might have ridden in this. The boss had a name. Boss had a Rimstall or something? Jeez, I can't remember the name of the boss.
I think you're remembering it right.
He was the head engineer.
Yeah, he was, and he was down there.
And his last, you'd fight him over here too. It wasn't in the center.
No.
You'd fight him right by this door, so that when he died, it made sense that the door would open. Yeah. Now it doesn't even make sense. The door just pops open. Oh, look, a door. Enjoy. Why? Don't know, but that's how it is. The coarse blasting powder that I'm picking up here is an engineer item. They're the only ones who would have any reason to open up the box of assorted parts in this instance, so now you know. Okay, now we're actually getting somewhere. You thought this was going to be a boring instance because it's the Deadmines. What could he possibly talk about for the length of time it's going to take him to run a tiny little instance like the Deadmines? Well, surprise, surprise, there's lots to say. Because Blizzard can't keep their fingers out of good instances. Deadmines used to be the one you'd run in order to get wool. Back in the day, in order to get rep with the major cities, you had to bring them cloth. First you had to, you didn't have to bring them linen, you had to bring them wool, and then you had to bring them silk. And this was the first instance that really gave good wool. So the Deadmines became a haven for people doing a lot of instance running and rerunning in order to get... My vision of the target is obscured. You gotta be kidding me, right? He's standing right in front... Really? There. Jesus. This treasure chest, yeah, that's always been there as well, so at least they kept that in the game. Anyway, yeah, the instance got changed a lot because Blizzard can't keep their fingers out of things. And one of the biggest changes is in the next room. The cannon was never rigged with an explosive trap. You had to fire the cannon to open the door. That's the whole purpose. I don't know why they changed that at all. It just seems kind of stupid to me, but whatever. This room, however, is really cool. The Ironclad Cove. Okay, so basically you got your Goonies situation here, folks. You got yourself a big-ass cave with a boat in it. Anybody who knows the Goonies knows exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Why haven't you watched The Goonies? Go watch The
I
Goonies
know.
right now. Stop this. I don't care if you're live streaming or whether you're watching this in-game or whether you're watching this on YouTube. Turn this off, go watch The Goonies, and remember what it felt like to be a kid. Okay? Just do it.
Get lost.
Just do it. Richard Donner will thank you. There's still a sequel being planned too, but we're going to leave that alone. Okay, so the main reason you wanted to be in here, if you were a money-grubbing hound like I've always been,
Or an achievement horse.
or no, not an achievement whore at all. Not at all. These parrots used to be all around the room. Okay? But there was a reason to kill them. And you always had to swim over here to get the good ones. Why? Because you won't believe this, but back in the day, the fastest way to make money would be to get a drop that was rare. This parrot, there you go. There he is. He looks more like a bat to me, but hey, I'm not a designer. This parrot, level 15 parrot, I have had since the game was out in vanilla form by getting that parrot as a drop in this room from those birds. It would drop a cage, and you could learn it as a companion pet. They were called companions back in the day. And they went for stupid gold in the auction house. Back in the day, stupid gold would be 100. Yeah, take a look at how much the WoW tokens are going for now. Take a look at how much the really rare pets are going for now. Back in the day, 100 gold was expensive for an item like this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you'd come in here, or I would anyway, and while I was grinding for wool, I would also go around this entire room, killing every single parrot I could for the purposes of getting those little drops. And those drops netted me, geez, back in the day, they netted me some really great armor, they netted me a few mounts. Back in the day, and this is going to throw people off a lot, back in the day, a warrior's favorite weapon was a knife. A warrior that was equipped with a dagger and a shield was a force to be reckoned with, folks, because back in the day, a dagger, because of its quick hit ability, allowed you to do more hitting as a warrior, therefore you'd be able to advance your rage faster and keep aggro better by using a knife, because it was simply faster. There were no one-handed swords that could compare to knives until the upper end of Burning Crusade raid content. It took until Burning Crusade before they started realizing that, hey, warriors are using daggers. That's kind of odd. Let's get them to use swords like they should. And then when Wrath of the Lich King came out, it became most swords had the same speed requirements or speed hampers as a dagger. And the emphasis went away from damage and went more to your armor level in order to avoid crushing blows in raids. And that's changed now, because now the only thing that people give a shit about is your item level. They don't care what you're equipped with. They don't care how many hit points you have per se. I guess warriors, it does still matter how many hit points you have, but it's less important. If you have item level 650 or higher, then we'll welcome you into the final raids in the game, the Hellfire Citadel of Draenor. It doesn't matter what your skills are. Anyway, there used to be a great boss that used to be right here. What the hell was his name? Do you happen to remember the name? Mr. Beats or Mr. It was Mr. something.
Yeah.
And he had a big, huge mace. He'd come out and smack you around for a while, and then he'd stun everybody. And he'd walk over here to these boxes and pick up his mace. And his mace had a name too, if you got it as a drop.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun back in the day. That was a lot of fun. These cannons on the boat never existed back in the day either. At least if they did, they were not usable. You couldn't use them, and they weren't exploding stuff on shore either. Just in case anyone's at all interested.
Yeah.
Also back in the day, I'm going the unpopular route. The unpopular route back in the day, and the reason I'm actually going this route right now is to turn off some of these cannons because they're loud and annoying. The most popular route back in the day, when you get on the boat, was to deliberately go around this way. This is no longer the case. I'm going to tell you why, though, here. Would you shoot him? Thank you. And blow up that cannon while you're at it, too. Because that way they can't use it again. Inventory is full. Holy crap, I actually filled up my inventory. Wow, I knew I should have sold after that first instance. Well, let's get rid of stuff that's coppery. There we go. I'll do more of that as I go around. Oops, I didn't even hit the map. Sorry, folks. Okay, so you go around here, killing everything. Obviously. Everything's nice and dead. The reason why is because the final boss of this instance didn't used to be the final boss in this instance. Okay, there's the route out of the instance. Okay. But what has changed... Well, I have some range for that shit, don't I? Is right here, there used to be a character named Cookie. Now, those of you who have done the instance recently, this is a spoiler. Those of you who've done the instance recently will know that Cookie is now the final boss. Or one of the final bosses of this instance now. Okay? Get rid of mana potions. Who needs mana potions? I'm a freaking hunter, man. So what you do is you kill Cookie here as one of the secondary bosses. And then you would squeak underneath this cannon. Come around here. Kill these guys. And there, you're at the bottom of the ramp up. See how sneaky that is? That's how we used to do it back in the day. That's how your mom used to do this instance. How's that? That's how your mother did it. That's how your mother did it. And that Blackwater Cutlass I just picked up, that thing used to sell for mad numbers in the auction house. Because it was such a good weapon at this level of the game. It was wonderful. So, up the ramp we go. Again, we're going to destroy some more of these stupid cannons that never used to exist back in the day. Okay, you just have to die, so shut up and lie down. Go. Kill the cannon. Alright. Less noise. Okay. Down to a couple of cannons now, and that'll take care of those. Excellent. Still got one left to destroy by the sounds of it. Interested in joining a guild? Sorry.
No, and I'm in a dungeon.
A live Twitch stream.
You are rude and inconsiderate.
Instance. No, he's not rude and considerate. He didn't just invite me. He asked me. Not rude, not inconsiderate. Very polite, actually. There we go. Nice guy, actually. I appreciate the fact. There, I will even thank him. See? No, that. I appreciate that. That was fair. Look at that, another Blackwater Cutlass. See what I'm saying? These things dropped in here like gangbusters back in the day, too. As did that, yeah, only the rogue can wear the Red Defias mask. That's kind of cool. That's still the same. That hasn't changed a bit. None of these things is really worth anything, like, good. So I'm trying to figure out the most useless item. Both the linen cloth. Actually, no, that can go in the auction house, can it? How about this broken wishbone? That's a piece of crap. Give me that sword. Okay, so hold on a second. There we go. Now he knows where to find himself. Okay, get out of the cannon. No one said get in the cannon, damn you. Alright, instead let's destroy the cannon. Alright, so the cannons are done. Everybody's dead. Let's go up here and do the new boss. Now. There, I might just gain myself a follower. Alright, so Admiral Ripsnarl, I believe he was the original final boss. Of course, he doesn't die right away. What he actually does is he goes and makes it foggy and then comes at you a couple of times. and you have to keep doing damage. Then you have to see the shadowy figure. Hey, get off me, cats! I'm just having a problem with kitty cats today, folks. I am being attacked by them repeatedly. Okay, I can't get rid of those. Let's get rid of the shield. Don't care. It's not an important item. This is blue. It gives me a little bit more. Silver. Silver. Okay, kill the Defias Kingpin. Alright, so, there's a shadowy figure in here. You come in here. And there's Cookie, finally. Finally with Cookie. Here's Cookie. It's about damn time, Cookie. Cookie is the final boss of this version of the Deadmines. However, he's not the final boss of the heroic version of the Deadmines.
Nope.
The heroic version actually has a bit more story to it. I'm going to let that be. I'm going to let people discover that on their own. But there's another boss after Cookie if you're doing this on heroic. Okay, and heroic, of course, requires you to be a certain level character in the game. So, by all means, check out the Deadmine. I have not shown you everything. I've left a little bit of mystery. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, what sells for the most here? The meat mallet. Give me the meat mallet. Thank you. And there should be one more to turn in over here.
What?
And there we go.
Move it!
Excellent. That takes us to the end of the Deadmines. And of course the fast way out. Up the ramp and out. And I'll show you where that deposits you back in the overworld so that people will know. Takes you out in a cave. And that cave is overlooking, well, kind of overlooking the lighthouse, which is near Moonbrook, off the coast of Westfall. So you can't get in the back way. They make it so you can't jump up these things. I guess you could try to fly in the back way. I wonder what would happen if you tried to fly in the back way. Anyway, here you are, the Dagger Hills. Oh, I guess this isn't as close to the lighthouse. There's a lighthouse there. I guess it's not as close as I thought it would be. In fact, the light... Oh, no, there it is, right there. Yes, hello. Yes, I see that. He said horrible. Okay, so there's the lighthouse. So I'm just going to stand here for a second to allow the break to cut between videos. This is for editing purposes on Twitch. For posting on YouTube.